So the bit of the sequence, the segment we're going to do now is a segment that is really for the legs, and the way that the strength in the legs feeds into the belly, the buttocks, and that lower back. And so for this, you'll want to be on your back. You'll want to have your feet up against the wall. And you want to make sure that you have like a tiny little slope between your knees and your pelvis, so no 90 degrees, little kind of more like 100 degrees, a little wider. And basically we're going to do like a 3-step up and down the wall. So first start with your legs almost straight. And you start with one leg, taking one step and the other foot 2 steps back. And then the foot that started joins the other one. And then the foot that went further down steps forward 1 step, the other one steps 2 steps forward, and then they meet. So now we're changing sides. So right foot 1 step back, left foot 2 steps back, right foot 1 step back, left foot 1 step forward, right foot 2 step forward, left foot 1 step forward. And the one that always finishes starts the next sequence. So 1 step back, the other leg 2 steps back, and then meeting the lower step, and then switching legs to start 1 step forward, then switching legs 2 steps forwards, then meeting at the highest point, and so forth and so forth. Again, you're trying to have the middle of your back a little closer to the mat. And if you want, you can put your hands at the back of your bum and feel, when there's a bit of muscular activity. You can have legs at the back of your calves, at the front of your thighs, and just notice at different points of this movement, different sections of muscles start on, combine with others. You'll feel it also in the belly. And again, I do about like 30 rounds. So 15 when I start with one leg, 15 when I start with the other. This exercise, never too precise about the numbers. I feel like you kind of feel at one point when the legs have really worked all the way through. Okay. I'm going to make your feet quite a bit wider. I would say like wider than width wide. Roughly kind of this wide, about a meter. Make sure your feet are really completely planted with every single toe against the ground. And again, levels of difficulty. Arms can be pushing down, arms can be kind of hovering a little bit off of the ground. You're going to keep your head pushing into the mat, your shoulders pushing into the mat, and your feet pushing into the wall. And you're going to lift and lower, lift and lower. Again, anywhere between 10, 30, more if you want at any point. And you're going to feel it really all through the legs. Different people will feel it in different parts of the legs, buttocks, core, because we all have like sections that are more easily activated, sections that are more kind of lazy. Again, steady breath if you can. Okay, I'll keep it to a smaller number for demonstration. Bring your feet together, and this is kind of fun. I always think of, I don't know, an aerobic session of the 80s or Fame or Flashdance. Arms relaxed by the side, and all we're going to do is like, we're super excited, and we're going to make little kind of tapping, tiny little tapping movements against the ground. You can barely see it. I'm kind of trying to do like a very quick tapping session, one foot then the other against the ground, and that's going to make an entire long chain of muscles from the feet, up the legs, into the pelvis, buttocks, lower back work. Do it for about 15 seconds, And then relax. And you're going to feel that one really. Okay. Keep your big toes, keep your heels squeezing together, but open the knees apart. And be careful to open the toes and the knees kind of at the same angle. Because often people will make the movements come mostly from like the ankles. And what we want to do here is open the knees more than we open and roll those big toes, second toes, third toes away from each other. That should be kind of a consequence of the knees opening. And put your hands on the inside of your thighs, close to the pelvis, and you'll feel the muscles now. Those inner thighs going into the pelvis, working. And then if you put your hands kind of at the outside of your buttocks, there are also little muscles here helping you to pull the legs away. Again, anywhere 10, 15, up to 30, 35 if you'd like at some point. And then bring the legs together. Take a little moment, a breath or two to rest, to guarantee the whole of the legs are really pressing against each other and they're going to stay really glued together. Middle of the spine tries to stay pretty moving downwards. So we have a strong kind of middle. And we're just going to turn the legs glued together over to the left and then to the right. You can see that I'm flexing my toes. That makes it a little kind of neater movement if the toes are on the ground, on the wall, excuse me. This may get a little kind of, floppier in the movement. The toes flexed creates a bit of tension all the way into the feet. Giving little muscles at the front of your feet, the top of your feet, if you will, a chance to also be worked. Make sure you have a generous but comfortable kind of swing from side to side on both sides. And then again, anywhere between 10 and 30 per side. Left and right. And then take a little moment, relax and rest. And as you're relaxing and resting, again, you're going to take a little moment to feel, where do I feel like things have been brought together? Because I can feel like muscular actions bringing like pieces of the leg and lower body with the upper body together, joining them. Where do I feel warm? Where do I feel muscle activity in my body? And just enjoy that for a few moments.